Alrighty. This is a new feature. Alrighty. We are getting started on this week's Fiscal Finesse Flash. And we are excited to do so. This week is it's gonna be some good stuff. So I'm just building the audience. Before I get started. Remember, this is only 15 minutes. It's a live session. You can ask any questions you like. And the topic for today is predatory lenders. All right. Yes. So here's the thing. And I know some of us, maybe all of us, have experienced this before. But this week, in particular, I have encountered some folks that have experienced this problem. And so I just decided I wanted to address it. And I did a little bit of research and I'm like, wow, this is pretty deep. So as a result of what I have learned and a result of folks encountering this issue, I decided to make the Fiscal Finesse Flash about it. So, you know how we always hear about the predatory lenders being those payday loan folks or those car loan folks or even, some of those mortgagees back in the day. They used to put you in this mortgage for 5 years. You have this very low interest rate, and that 5th year or that 6th year is like, blue, right? It was balloon payment into something astronomical and something that you could not afford, right? And so the government came in and they're like, whoa, hold on, you can't do this to people, so they've done a whole bunch of things to kind of prevent that and help us as consumers. So just the other day, I was looking and I was like, oh my goodness, I found a predatory lender that I had never even thought of as a predatory lender. And so that's why I want to really hip y'all to this, because I don't think y'all think of it either. So the predatory lender is the financial institutions. No, seriously. So the average customer, banking customer, will overdraft their account for a $20 ATM withdrawal, right? And then their fees range anywhere from $15 to $37. So that is about 6,000% interest on a $20 overdraft. So I'm looking at my client's account that we came in and we were reviewing one of their accounts, and I'm like, and their major goal was they want to save money, right? So we're looking at where they can decrease their expenses, where they might be able to increase the income, and just looking at some things. And I'm like, oh, this ain't adding up. Like, you're missing about a lot of money per month. And so I started looking at the bank statement. I'm like, are you serious? Oh my goodness. No, I'm like, oh my goodness. Really? You've paid this much money in overdraft fees? Then I started to really do calculations like, you see my fingers like, I started really doing some calculations and I'm like, oh my goodness, you've spent $1,100 from January of 2016 until last week. You spent $1,100 in overdraft protection. That's $1,100 that could be set aside in your savings account, number one. Number two, it was for minor items like a $20 withdrawal from an ATM or going to a restaurant and paying the bill. Like, I'm talking Wendy's. Going to Wendy's and paying $12 for a meal, overdrafting your account for $37. So essentially, you've paid $50 for Wendy's. Like, who does that? Are you doing it? If you're doing it, I need to help you. I need to help you to budget better, okay? Because that to me, oh my goodness. Y'all hear me? I'm getting loud. I'm getting like all of that, right? Because it's happening. And it's probably happening to you. So let me help you. So during my research, I found out that overdraft protection. So there's two things. So there's overdraft protection where they go ahead and pay whatever it is you debited or drafted for, and they charge you for it, right? So that can go up to like $40 per lending institution. Most of them are like in the $20, $30 range, but it could go up to $40. Then there's overdraft insurance, right? The overdraft insurance is where they say, oh, don't worry. We're not going to charge you $37. We're just going to charge you $12 because you're within that limit and those parameters, right? So here's what I learned. $17.5 billion in 2015. Financial institutions, $17.5 billion. Did y'all hear me? Please help me, y'all. Help me. $17.5 billion in overdraft protection fees that they have gotten from us, from our people, from us, right? $15.8 billion in the overdraft protection insurance. Am I in the wrong business? Yeah, I said billion. Thank you, Joylyn Ross. She said billion, billion, billion. So if you add those two numbers up, that's $33.5 billion in 2015. So can you imagine what it is in 2016? Because we ain't getting no better, right? When we know better, we do better. But are we learning? Are we learning from our mistakes? Are we doing things differently? Right? So if you think about it, let's just put this into perspective. If one of us, just to say me, if I have no money in my account and I go and I make a withdrawal at an ATM for $20, they're charging me, depending upon where I bank at Chase. So I think Chase is like $26, $27, I don't know. But the Huntington is $37. So if I go to the bank, go to the ATM, withdraw $20, I have to pay Huntington $37. Do you know how much interest that is? Think about it. Calculate it. Get your handy dandy notebook. Start calculating. No, that is 6,200%. Now, you thought those payday loans, right? You thought those car title loans was crazy, but no, overdraft protection is crazy. That is crazy. So if you need to borrow money, come borrow from me. I mean, I ain't gonna charge you that much. I mean, I want my money and everything, but I ain't gonna charge you though 6,000%. Who would pay 6,000% in their right mind? Are we in our right minds? What's going on? So now that we know the problem, let's talk about preventing the problem. So anything that is not, so number one, you need to identify your wants versus your needs, okay? So if it's a want, let it go. Ain't nothing worth 6,000%, okay? If it's a want, forget about it. If it's a need, then we need to plan accordingly. We need to make sure that we have the proper amount of money in our accounts, that we do not pay anybody 6,000%. Okay, so that's number one. Identify if it's a want versus a need. Number two, wait 2 days to make any type of purchase. If you're making a purchase, oh, thank you. Who is this? Keenan, I believe you are on my account. I'm looking like, wait, that says me. Keenan, log out of my account, log into your own account, and then comment, sir. Gotta love him. Anyways, I'll be all on his phone, logging into my account from his phone. That's crazy. But anyways, listen, y'all. Number one, identify your wants versus your needs, okay? So if it's a want, just forget about it. Nobody's paying $6,000% for a want. If it's a need, try to plan accordingly, right? Plan in advance. Plan in advance to tell your money where to go and to make sure you have enough money to do whatever it is you want to do. Number two, wait 2 days to make a purchase. If it's that important to you, if you can wait for it, if you can make sure that your money is there and available for you to be able to do that, please do so. Don't pay 6,000% for nothing, okay? Number three, stop using overdraft protection. Go to your bank today and tell them, listen, If I don't have enough money for things, cancel it. Don't let me get it, right? Cancel those overdraft protection. When you think about how much money you're paying and you go and you look at the year-to-date statement of how much you've already paid, oh my goodness. Tell them, listen here, I no longer want to be a part of this program. Thank you very much, but no thank you, right? Get a bank loan if you have to, but don't use that overdraft protection. Come to me. I ain't gonna let you borrow no money, but I'll teach you some things. And then number 4, because that was 3, right? I said, identify your wants versus your needs. Number 2, wait 2 days to make a purchase. Number 3, stop using overdraft protection. Number 4, separate your bill money into a different account. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine getting a deposit for $1,200 and allowing it to go into your account, and then after you look at it, you only have $200 left because the overdraft protection fees have eaten up your $1,000? That's highway robbery. You need to call the police. Matter of fact, don't call the police. Call Jennifer Ness. Don't call the popo. Call Fiscal Finesse so I can help you get your life, finesse your life, okay? So bottom line, I looked at, I had one of my clients and I got their permission to use the text message. So don't think I'm just sharing folks' business, because I'm not. But I did get their permission. I was like, can I please use this in my Fiscal Finesse Flash? They were like, absolutely. I want to help somebody. So I was looking at the text message they got from the Huntington, and it said they had 2 deposits. One was $700 and some odd dollars, and I posted it this morning. And then the other one was like $400 and some odd dollars. So the total of the deposit for that day was $1,200. But when you looked at the bottom, how much was available after those deposits hit their account, it was $206. I can't imagine getting paid $1,200 and then later on the same day, I ain't paid not one single solitary bill and my balance is $200. Man, I would flip out on everybody in the entire universe. Like, somebody better get my $1,000. I'll be going up to Chase like, Chandrina, give me my $1,000. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, if somebody did that to you, and it was not a financial institution, what would you do? You would call the police, you would call somebody, you would try your best to get your money back, right? So don't let the banks do it. If the banks are doing it to you, they're just as bad as somebody robbing you at gunpoint. You know what I'm saying? So please stop them from robbing us, because that is highway robbery, okay? And so then the last thing I want to say is, if this does happen to you, because it will happen to some of us, some of us are not planning on telling our money where to go. So if it does happen, here's one other remedy. Ask the bank to waive the fees. Sometimes if you're not one of those people that's constantly getting those fees, they will waive them for you. They'll look at it and say, you know what, Mrs. Houston, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to rob you. Don't call the police. I still want you as a customer. I'll go ahead and waive those fees. So if this does happen to you, ask for waivers, because sometimes the bank will waive those fees for you and they will be generous in doing so. So, okay, so let's do a little recap. Okay, so we're talking about predatory lending. We're talking about this $33.5 billion industry of just overdraft protection for these lending and financial institutions, right? So they are gaining $33.5 billion a year. Now that was in 2015. So in 2016, who knows what the numbers are, because, we have a couple more days left in 16. But the bottom line, in 2015, it was a $33.5 billion revenue generated for traditional banks, okay? Don't buy into that. Do not pay 6,000% for anything. If you need some lending institutions, if you need some type of tips on where to go to lend money at a much lower rate, a fraction of the cost, let me know. I'm willing to help you. Okay. So let's just recap real quick. So number 1, identify your wants versus your needs. Number 2, wait 2 days to make primary purchases. Number 3, stop using overdraft protection. You see my nose flaring up? That means I'm real serious. No. Number 4, separate your bill money into a different account than your direct deposit goes into, because you want your bills to be paid timely. And then lastly, if you do fall into the trap of overdraft protection, ask them to waive the fees. Okay. So as you can see, I'm super passionate about this, because when I saw it and I started doing my little calculations, I'm like, whoa, buddy, we're paying 6,000%. I thought 300%. Those predatory payday loan people was crazy. But no, this is super crazy. Okay. So if you have any questions, this is the time to ask. And I'm just going to go on down here and see who we have on the line and say hey to my peoples. Hey, Katie. Thanks for logging in. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Marilyn. Hey, girl. Katie laughing at me, but I'm serious, girl. Stop playing. Zanice, hey, girl. Katie said, right, I was doing that for a long time. I'm glad you admit that, because some folks be acting like, I ain't never had no overdraft protection. What's that? I ain't never seen NSF fees. Yes, you have. Stop playing. And you pay 6,000% for it. Because here's the sad part. Most times, it's like $20 or less. If it's less, oh, God, I don't even know what to tell you. But thank you, Katie, for admitting that some of us, and I've even had them. You know what I'm saying? When we know better, what we do better, okay? So thank you. Yes, Joylyn Billion with a B, Billion. Thank you, Joylyn, for logging on. Hey, Janita. She said, wow, yeah, this is real life, baby. $33.5 billion. If y'all have any questions, now's the time to ask. We got Miss Vicky. Hey, Miss Vicky. Miss Vicky got a class coming up on tax tips. Y'all better go. Y'all better sign up. December 29th. Oh, you got a delivery?
Yeah, just two on the desk out there.
Oh, say hi to the people. Come over here. Say hi. They're right there.
Hello.
This is our delivery guy. So, thank you. Here you
What's
go.
Your last name?
Houston.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Y'all see, this is real life here. But anyways, okay, so we got Miss Vicky. She got a class coming up about tax tips. I think it's this Thursday, right, Miss Vicky? Put that in the post so folks can know they can come to your class. It's a free class. Y'all better check it out. She gonna give you tips. She been doing taxes for over 20 years. Miss Vicky is, she an OG in the game. But anyway, she said, tell the truth. Hey, Shakan. Hey, Keenan. I see you got it right. Hey, Gabby. Who else is on here? Let's see here. Hey, Michelle. Okay. Oh, Miss Vicky said they'll do a courtesy for you. They will. So ask. Don't be afraid to ask them to waive those fees. I'm sorry. Let me see. Keenan says, if you don't ask, you won't know the outcome. You are the customer. They want your business. You're absolutely right, Keenan. Love it. Hey, Krishanda. Chandrita says, number 4, use a checkbook register and keep track of all your income and outgoing. Number 5, even if you do not have overdraft protection, your bank may pay things at their discretion. So the best thing to do is to track everything so that you don't pay these unnecessary fees. And that's coming from a branch manager, okay? Chandrita gave her opinion on that, and she is the expert because she works at a bank. And she's the one that's going to refund those fees, right? So call her, 614-843-3577. Refund their fees, Chandrita. You know that ain't right. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Michelle Smith Harvey. Hey, Steven. Let's see. Any more questions? Will you teach this in your class on the 8th? No, sir. No, sir. We don't teach that in our class. Our class on the 8th actually will focus on credit improvement. But we do a lot of one-on-one sessions. You can reach me anytime, 614-595-0784. I'm all about saving you money, finessing your fiscal future, increasing your accounts, not decreasing them, helping you to understand finances so you don't continue to make the same mistakes. It's ridiculous for us to be paying 6,000% in interest. I mean, that seems like somebody should go to jail for robbery for doing that. So if we are, let's just do better. Let's just get right? Okay, hey, Sister Battle. I see you on there. And Chandrita talking about, nope, no free refunds. Keep track of your own stuff. Yeah, right. Y'all refund people's stuff. Stop playing. But anyways, I love y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in. This has been the Fiscal Finesse Flash. Tune in next Tuesday. We have many topics to talk about going into 2017. We're all about planning and getting things in order and just making sure that we are fiscally responsible people. If you have any questions, I'm here, willing, 614-595-0784. Y'all have an awesome, fabulous, super duper day. Hey, Monica.